All right, so I've had about four serious relationships, and every single one ended the exact same way. Different girls, different cities, different timelines, the same pattern. And for the longest time, I blamed them. Yeah, she was crazy. She was insecure. She didn't get it. But after the fourth one, I had to stop and ask myself, what if it's not them? What if it's me? And when I actually looked at the pattern, it was so obvious that I wanted to uppercut myself. So this is what I figured out, right? And if you keep attracting the same type of woman over and over, this might be why. Now here's the thing. When you're young, like early 20s, you don't really know what you want in a woman. You just know what you're attracted to. And for most guys, what we're attracted to isn't actually good for us, like at all. You see, we're attracted to drama. We're attracted to intensity. We're attracted to women who make us feel something. And that's fine when you're like 22 and just trying to figure shit out. But when you're 28, 30, 33, and you're still attracting the same type of woman, that's not bad luck. That's a pattern. And patterns don't just happen randomly. They happen because there's something in you that keeps selecting for that. So anyways, here's what I realized. I kept attracting insecure women. Women who needed constant reassurance. Women who questioned everything. Women who made me feel like I had to prove myself over and over again. And, I kept telling myself, man, why do I keep finding these insecure girls? But the real question is, why was I attracted to them in the first place? And the answer is this: because I was insecure. I didn't want a woman who was secure in herself because that would require me to be secure in myself. You see, a secure woman doesn't need you to save her. A secure woman doesn't need you to fix her. A secure woman doesn't make you feel like the hero just for showing up. And I wasn't ready for that. I needed to feel needed. I needed to feel like I was a solution to her problems. Because if I wasn't solving her problems, well, what the fuck was I bringing to the table? So that's the thing about patterns. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. So if you're broken, you attract broken. If you're insecure, you attract insecure. If you don't respect yourself, you attract women who don't respect you. And, you can lie to yourself about it. You can say, nah, man, Royce, I just have bad luck with women. But deep down, you know. You know you're picking them for the wrong reason. So, if you keep attracting the wrong women, it's probably not because you have bad luck. It's because there's something in you that's selecting for that. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. If you're broken, you attract broken. If you're insecure, you attract insecure. If you don't respect yourself, you attract women who don't respect you. And here's a pattern that I see over and over. The guy gets hurt, closes off, builds a wall, then attracts a woman who makes him feel safe because she's not a threat. But she's not a threat because she's also closed off, also broken, also running from something. And then 6 months in, he realizes this isn't what I wanted. But by then, he's invested, so he stays. And it gets worse. The cycle doesn't break until you break it. And you don't break it by finding a better woman. You break it by becoming a better man. Not perfect, just better. Better than the version of you that picked her. That's the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to hear or admit. You're not a victim of bad women. You're a participant in a pattern that you created. And the only way out of this is to change what you're bringing to the table. Let me tell you about my third relationship. I met this beautiful girl, beautiful, smart, but deeply insecure. And I told myself, I can help her with that. Which should have been the first red flag. Because why did I want to help her? Why did I want to be the guy who fixed her insecurities? Because if I was fixing her, I didn't have to fix me. If I was focused on her problems, I didn't have to look at mine. And for a while, it worked. I was a stable one, the grounded one, the stoic one, the one with all the answers. But here's what happens when you build a relationship on that dynamic. She never actually gets better because she doesn't need to. Because you're doing all the work for her. And you start to resent her because you realize she's not growing. She's not changing. She's just dependent. And that's when it clicked. You didn't want a partner. You wanted a project. Because a project makes you feel valuable. A project makes you feel needed. A partner requires you to show up as an equal, right? And I wasn't ready for that. So when that relationship ended, same as the others, I had to sit with that. I had to ask myself, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep choosing women who need me to save them? And the answer was fucking brutal. Because I didn't believe I was valuable without that role. If I wasn't the hero, who was I? If I wasn't fixing someone, well, what was I bringing? And until I answered that question, I was always going to attract the same type of woman. So here's what I did. I stopped dating for a while. Not because I was giving up on women, but because I needed to figure out who I was without one. You know, what do I actually like doing? What do I actually value? What do I actually want in a relationship? Not what sounds good, not what I think I'm supposed to want. What do I actually want? And that took time. That took time, man. Because I'd spent so long defining myself by who I was dating or who I was trying to impress. I didn't actually know. But once I figured it out, the type of women I was attracted to changed. Not overnight, but gradually. I stopped being drawn to drama. I stopped being drawn to women who needed saving. I started being drawn to women who had their shit together. Women who didn't need me, but wanted me. And that's a completely different dynamic, you see? Because now I had to bring something to the table. I had to be someone worth choosing. Not just someone who shows up and puts the cape on and plays hero, but someone who actually is valuable on their own. So if you keep attracting the wrong women, ask yourself this. What is it about them that I'm selecting for? Because you are selecting for it. Even if you don't realize it. Well, you're attracted to what feels familiar. And if what feels familiar is chaos, well, you're going to keep choosing chaos. If what feels familiar is insecurity, well, you're going to keep choosing insecurity. The pattern doesn't break until you break it. And you don't break it by finding someone different. You break it by becoming someone different. Not perfect, just different than the version of you that made that choice in the first place. And that's what I had to learn. 4 times. But I finally got it. Anyways, that's what I've been thinking about lately. If you're in the same pattern, maybe this helps. Maybe it doesn't. But, my guy, at least you're not alone. We all do this shit. We all attract what we are, not what we want. The question is, are you willing to change what you are? Appreciate you guys again. Always sticking around. I know it's been a while. About a week since I last posted, but yeah. Thought I'd just bring this to the table and, if this resonated, if you guys found this valuable, drop a like, drop a comment, let me know you're up. Share this with a friend who's maybe going through the same thing. And if you're not too sure what pattern you're in, I've built a pattern test as well. The link's in the description. There's a few different sources there to help you guys. Pretty much stuff that I wish I had when I was going through it. So let me know what you think. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.